Okay, perfect now. I'm going to low up the volume of the game now. Probably. I was doing some settings to the micro. That's why I was not talking. Now I think the volume is perfect. Welcome everyone. We are here in Air Summer League. We are in Tier 3. We are racing in Canada, and as I received the information, we are expecting the first race in rain conditions in this competition in any tire. Tire 1, Tire 2, Tire 3. This is Tire 3. So it's going to be the first rainy race of the season, and I'm delighted because I was waiting all the since the start of this championship, a rainy race. Now, what the hell, Kirill? What? You are... Nah, mate. Really bad. I was expecting rain. Oh. Okay. Another dry race. Thank you very much for the follow, Niek. This man. And this is the first lap to beat. It's a 20, no, a 10.3 done by the Red Bull man Arnaud. Is the time to beat at these first laps in qualifying by the drivers. It's hard to find a driver who doesn't have his lap time deleted. We have Jordi. Canada is a track where the track limits are going to be happen every single lap. I predict that all the drivers are going to get a time penalty for exceeding track limits during the race. If any driver avoids that, really good job. Well done. But it's going to be hard. Jordi finishes his lap. It's 2 seconds slower than the Red Bull, but at least he finished the lap between the track limits. So I think it's good to say that information, because it's really difficult to finish the lap. Only 3 drivers now with Boss second fastest. Is a 1-2 for the Red Bulls at the moment, but this is only the start of the qualifying. Now Fargo second fastest, 10.8. The closest man to are now only 5 tenths difference. The Haas driver to the Red Bull driver. With Lenka, finally a driver on a lap. 12.4. It's not a good time, but at least he finished this lap. Nick is not on a lap. No, sorry, Monkey is not on a lap. Nick is on a lap. I'm saying Nick, Niek with a 42.0 in the middle sector. Last sector is 28.5, so I think it's going to be between second and third fastest. For sure, I think it's going to be third fastest, unless the last sector is slower than I thought. Thongo goes third fastest, 11.4 from him. Now it's down to 4, and I think it's going to be down to 5. No, look, Niek in the Ferrari goes second fastest, so the last sector is 28.4. So I say 28.5, so I was right. And less than a 10 difference with this man, who is now improving and goes into not the 9s, but really close, 10.0, and extends his advantage to this man in doing the lap just 20 seconds later. So, and with one more lap of tires. So really good lap. Kirill finishes his lap, goes 5th fastest in the Mercedes, 11.3 for him. 16 milliseconds ahead of this man, White Thunder, who finished his lap just before of him, and it's 6 for him ahead of Thongo for 30 milliseconds only. These 3 mans are really close between the 3 of them. Oh, into the grass, the Ferrari of Jorge Alonso. trying to find a driver who is on a lap. Monkey is on a lap, 42.4 through the middle sector. That it's going to put him, if he does a similar sector to the Ferrari, into third, fourth place, into the high 10s or 11s. It's going to be 11-3. Last sector was not good, but enough to be P5 behind his teammate. It's 4 and 5 for the Racing Bull team. Now Paul, it's on a lap 20.4 in the first sector. Lenka, it's finishing his lap 43.000. So I hope he finishes the lap with the same. It's a 12.330. But it's only enough to be P13 at the moment. 43.1 to Paul, so he's slower than Lenka, so he's going to finish in last place. We are only 14 drivers this afternoon. We are not full grid, but we are still good numbers to race. Good number drivers numbers, 14 drivers. So yeah, I think Paul is going to beat Lenka by much. Last sector has to be really bad for 10, 11, 12, 13 or 14 because Paul was the slowest. Now Vos goes 9 fastest. He gets the position that Paul got just 10 seconds ago. And Thunder it's a lap. Yeah, he's on a lap into the wall of champions. And I think he's going to improve, yeah. He goes third fastest, he improves a lot, 6/10 of the second, and goes third ahead of Tess now by only 18 milliseconds. Parry is not improving. Nick who had his lap time deleted before cutting the corner. We're going to see if Parry improves his middle sector. The Haas driver improves his middle sector. It's 2/10 best than his time. His best time of this session when it's 9 minutes. It's half through qualifying. So we need a time now to go to the pits, put a new set of soft tires and do a last lap with a good lap at the end, but with no pressure, I was gonna say. He goes third, 10.5 from him. He improved his last sector as well. They put purple last sector and middle sector. We will see if that's true or not. We need to find a driver who is improving. Kirill has his lap time deleted for exceeding track limits. So we are sticking with Songo. Unless Lenka it's going to improve. I think he's going to improve. Not by much. 4/10. He's still last, but at least can improve his time. Songo is improving his first sector, nearly 1/10. That will be enough to gain only one position. He will need to find some more milliseconds if he wants to be P6 and 7/10 to be the P5. He's improving for. He has done half job through this lap. If he finds 3 more 10s, he can be P5. But this is the last sector. It's only the exit of the. Now I don't have the name of the of that corner and this chicane. So it's not really a sector to gain time, but he gains 1/10 more, and it's 6 fastest, 2/10 behind Tesla, but the time difference it's closed from 7 to 2/10. And now it's on a lap. We are going to see if he can be the first man to go into the 09s this afternoon here at the circuit of Jmnez in Canada. A track with a lot of history. We have that wall of champions. Middle sector, it's a personal best. I think it's personal best because his first sector was more slower than that. but it's still slower than his best lap, that 10.039. So he will need to find 43, 82, 83 milliseconds in this last sector if he wants to be into the 09s. I think we are going to see that 09, and we see that 09. It's 110 overall. It's 1.510 in the last sector, and it's at 0.09.9, the first 09 of this qualifying. It's going to be the only 09 of the qualifying, and we are going to see more. Probably this man in camera is going to give us the answer in just not more than a minute. He was the closest to the Red Bull, so we expect him to be close now. Jorge Alonso has closed the lap. It's 11.1. Kirilis is starting his lap as well at the back, and it's a 19.5 in the first sector. That's the fastest sector of the qualifying. Is 2.5 tenths best, personal best in that sector improvement for the Ferrari driver. Watch out the Ferraris. One Ferrari has won the race in Silverstone. Why not a Ferrari can win here? But in the middle sector, he loses everything. Probably managed the battery to have all the energy in this last sector, use everything and gain that difference. We will see. Less than 5 minutes to finish this qualifying. There goes the Ferrari through this chicane. Really well done, but I think it's not going to be a fastest time. He improves his time by only by 26 milliseconds. Probably he needs to do a slower first sector to have a better middle and last sector. Kirill was going to finish his lap. He finished his lap. He improved 1.510, and it's 8th fastest for him. The Haas driver here is improving 2 tenths. That's enough to gain the position to the Ferrari. Tesnal, it's on a lap as well, and I think Monkey has finished his lap, and it's an 11.0 for him. There goes the Haas driver through the chicane. Oh, track limiter, he attacked too much the chicane, and his lap time would have been at 10.3, slower than Nick, but personal best. Tusta Magnetica joins the lobby, so we are going to be 15 drivers. I think he needs to wow, what a lap by the Red Bull, 09.6. He improves 3 tenths, and it's putting more difference between him and the second on the table, on the time table. Wow, what a lap by the Red Bull driver, who looks really fast in this track. I was looking to Tesnal. He improved his lap before. It's 4 fastest for him, and now White Thunder is improving 2 tenths in the first sector. We're going to see if the Cadillac driver can regain that place that has lost to the Racing Bull. Oh, he hits the corner. He entered a little bit wide, and he decided to abort the lap himself. Monkey's going to start a lap. Boss is preparing. I'm trying to look. Now Nick, it's on a lap. It's 2 tenths slower in the first sector. So it's the same difference. Oh, I have a lot of comments. I'm seeing now. Hi guys, live stream. It looks very amazing. Thank you very much, Jordi. If I do before in it's a miracle in quali. I have like 7 tenths. We will see, Kirill. We will see. Now middle sector improvement. I told you, you need to manage the battery better through the first sector to have more through the middle and last sector. And the Ferrari driver has listened to my advice, and it's doing in this lap when it's 2 minutes to the end of the qualifying. Through the chicane, really fast. It's going to be fastest. I think, no, that's really difficult, but it's going to be a 10.0. Really close to the 09s, but good lap to the Ferrari driver. Better tire, better battery management through the lap, and that rewards you through the lap. He gained time in the middle and last sector, and now retires from the session. He's looking to be a pole position without doing another try at the end, like Sebastian Vettel in Singapore in 2013, for example. and what he thinks of the destiny. He was in Red Bull, and now it's in a Red Bull. Wow. So probably Red Bull gives you wins, really. Jorge Alonso is on a lap 10 milliseconds slower through the first sector, but he gets his lap time deleted. The Haas driver says goodbye to the quali. It's going to be P4 if any driver doesn't improve that time. There goes Lenka, who I think it's not on a lap. So we go with a driver who it's on a lap. It's really difficult to find. Stenkel is not on a lap. Nick says as well goodbye to the qualifying. So the 2 positions and the 4th place are done. And White Thunder as well is done because he gets his lap time deleted for exceeding track limits. Thanks for the tip, mate. I told you, thank you to take my advice. It was good for your lap. Arnaud looks unbeatable. We will see through the race. But good lap. You are nearly 3 tenths faster than the 3rd driver, so well done. We will see test now. It's improving nearly 2 tenths through the middle sector. It's going to be a P4 for him, or P3 if he does an fascinating last sector when we are 1-0 the qualifying. It's done. The checkered flag is on track. Monkey sees the checkered flag. He will stay 7 if any driver behind him doesn't improve. There goes Tesnal. He loses everything in the last sector, so he was going to stay 5th fastest. Songo gets his lap time deleted. There goes Jorge Alonso trying to get up into P6. If he doesn't mess up in this chicane, it will be a potential P6 for the Ferrari driver. Kirill goes 5th fastest, and Jorge Alonso is 7th. That would have been a P6 if this man Kirill in the Mercedes didn't improve just before him. There goes Lenka. Oh, he touched the wall and into the wall. Likely for him, not damage in the car, probably the front wing. And there goes the McLaren, who is going to improve at the end and gain 2 places. It's 12th place for him, 11-4. So that's the end of the qualifying. 7 tenths, but not better in the last straight. 1 tenth bye-bye. Yeah, but that turn, yeah, probably P4, but it was a top 5 for you, Kirill, so well done in the qualifying. Qualifying, it's over. It's pole position for the Red Bull without have to do a last attempt. So really well done, Arnaud. Really well done, Nick, because you take my advice, so it was my lap as well. And White Thunder closed that top 3 in the Cadillac. Far in the Haas is top 4. Kirill is 5. 6 is Tesnal. 7 is Jorge Alonso in the Ferrari. 8 is Songo in the Aston Martin. 9 is Monkey in the Racing Bull. 10 is Lenka in the Audi. 11 Boss in the Red Bull. 12 Stenkel in the McLaren. 13 Paul in the Aston Martin. And last is Jordi in the Cadillac. But all the drivers less than 2 seconds. Probably the closest qualifying between the first and the last, because it's also a short track as well. And there we go. And we are here in Canada, waiting to the formation laps to start. The drivers are preparing the strategies, the tires, the fuel, everything. And we are waiting to have an exciting race here at ERS Summer League. We are in Tire 3 racing at the circuit of Jmnez. The formation lap is underway. And we are seeing the tires the driver have selected. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 and 10 drivers with the medium tire, and 5 with the hard tire, because Chusta has joined the lobby, not with time to do a qualifying, probably also with he will have a quali ban, so he will not have the possibility to do exit and do a lap, so it's 15. So 10 mediums, 5 hards. The first and the second are going to start with medium tires. White Thunder is going to look for the alternative strategy. He will need to be close to the 2 cars ahead of him, stay in the overtake range as much as he can. Stay close, waiting to the medium to start to drop off the pace, overtake them if there is possible, and then at the end with a new medium or waiting for a virtual or safety car to attack at the end, and why not win the race. That's the strategy the other hard tire starters are going to look at. Quick formation lap because the track is really short, so it was not going to be really long, and we are close to start this race. Or now it's going to defend pole position, but we need to remember the Ferraris in real life, in the game, in Canada, they start really fast. So why not Nick can be first, closing to come into turn 1. All the drivers prepare. And there we go. It's not 1, there 2, 3, 4, now 5 lights on. We're starting the Canadian Grand Prix. It's a good start for the Ferrari, I told you. The Ferrari takes the lead of the race down to turn 1. Nick takes the lead of the race and now loses pole position. Farkas overtakes White Thunder and Kirill as well. That hard tire not into temperature and losing places at the start. Songo has gained the place to Tesla as well. Is fighting. They make contact, but the 2 drivers make through the corner. I told you the Ferraris start really well, and Nick has to start really well, but now he's trying to regain the place he lost in that start of the race down the inside, but the Ferrari keeps the position coming into this fast corner. We're going to see, as always, the tire we have seen before. The place is gaining. It's 4 place gain to Stenkel in the McLaren. Now 2 to pole. We are sitting there to the Aston Martin, and the rest of the grid has lost 1 or gained 1. So no real change in the rest of the grid. And now retakes the lead of the race. He's going to finish the first lap in first place. But I'm happy because I make a prediction, and the prediction has come true. The Ferrari was going to be leading down to turn 1 at the start of the race, and that's what happened. Now Nick is going to have the overtake range. Kirill, it's up into 3rd place, has gained the place to the Haas driver. It's into the podium places. Wow, the car making him some straight movements, exiting the corner, but he can control with no really huge problems. So hits 3rd, has overtaken the Haas, and White Thunder has lost 3 places because that hard tire was not into temperature. The medium catch temperature more easy than the hard tire, but his race, it's at the end. There goes the McLaren span. I think he has avoided the wall, so no problem for him. The strategies we were seeing 2 or 3 stops. No, we are not going to see 3 stops. 2, it's a strategy, but I think the drivers will try to manage and go to 1 stop. Nick, it's really close to the Red Bull, using well that overtake detection, and that overtake mode is 12.3 fastest lap of the race for him. And they have led the rest of the grid with a 2.3 gap. Kirill is doing some train with all that battles. I think I have seen some track limits there for the Haas driver. I don't know, probably was close or probably was out, and the track limit was right for me. And now it's trying to push, but that overtake, that slipstream, and that everything the Ferrari has, it's enough to keep the Ferrari driver just behind him, probably not wanting to attack, just wanting to gain some gap with the rest of the grid, as now Tesla regains the place to Songo, probably because of a mistake of the Aston Martin driver, exiting that fast corner in the middle sector. It's 8 tenths between the Red Bull and the Ferrari. The Ferrari driver, I think, needs to return a little bit more the battery. Now the Haas driver far has overtake. Kirill regains the third place. Now Kirill is going to have the overtake, but it's not going to use because the two drivers don't have any battery left. There goes Songo, showing the car to the Racing Bull. No result into that, not really an attack, but into that movement. Probably wanted to put nervous the Racing Bull, but the Racing Bull stayed really calm. There goes the Red Bull of Vos, fighting with Tusta Magnetica, fighting with the Audi. There goes the McLaren down the inside. There goes the Audi, who was trying to get a better exit through that corner. The McLaren run the outside. They're still wheel to wheel, but he needs to stay behind. Now gets 3-second time penalty. Also a better exit because because he has hit the corner. So, but it's not place gain at the moment for the McLaren. There goes the Red Bull a little bit wide. Probably the overtake is going to be done now. But the Red Bull keeps the position. What an incredible speed that the Red Bull has. Oh my word, and there goes the Audi, overtakes the McLaren. Monkey gets 3-second time penalty, Lenka gets 3-second time penalty. As I told you in qualifying, the drivers are 100% going to get penalties in this race. If any driver avoid that, it's going to be really good. As Nick has a spun round, loses the 234, stays in 5th place, just behind him, just ahead of Tesnal. What a costly mistake by the Ferrari driver, who is going to lose also the 5th place to the Racing Bull driver. Oh my word, now that leaves Tesnal with 5.6 gap to the rest of the grid. It's true that Nick lost the overtake mode and lose 1-2 seconds because he was 2 seconds behind Arnaud. And now White Thunder regains the podium places. He overtakes Kirill, that hard tire starting to work. Kirill has hit the corner. It's 3-second time penalty, as same as Paul in the Aston Martin, back down into 9th place. We have already 5 drivers with track limit violations and track limit penalties. 5 of 15, so that means we have nearly half of the grid with time penalties. And are now with a really easy race. I don't know what happened with Monkey, but he was the yellow flag. He spun probably or lose the car, avoiding the wall. Now he will need to fight with Boss. He keeps the position. There goes the Cadillac of Jordi, who spun round, cross into the wall a little bit. And ahead, Songo overtakes Niek, who is defending now his teammate in the hard tire, as well as Tesnal and White Thunder. What a disaster by Niek. He was in 2nd place, but that mistake is costing all the options of this race, and I think he has lost the connection to the car and the track because he's suffering a lot in these laps. There goes the Mercedes of Kirill showing his car. It's spun again by Jordi at the back, but he can continue. Paul overtakes now Jorge Alonso. I think it was a really aggressive move because Paul was nearly going to exit the track, and now Far gets a 3-second time penalty. Another driver with a time penalty. And we are now 6th with penalties. Tusta Magnetica with already a 6-second time penalty. So the drivers need to stay between the track limits and avoid that time penalty, because if there is a safety car, when we are seeing the McLaren of Tusta Magnetica having problems in that corner, probably another mistake. As I was saying, if there is a safety car at the end, imagine if you are, I don't know, Tesnal or Songo. Now Jordi, another driver with 3 seconds. Now we have the half of the grid with penalties. And there goes the Racing Bull. I will going to tell the explanation later. And Kirill with an amazing top speed overtakes White Thunder and regains the podium places. Tesla is super close with full battery, trying to use and attack the Cadillac down the inside of turn 1. The Cadillac driver has the outside, now the inside, but Racing Bull makes the move down, and Songo was trying to get an overtake as well. He sees the opportunity and is trying to squeeze. They make contact, nearly lose. That was really close for an incident there between the two drivers. It was an ambitious move by the Aston Martin, and now another ambitious move by the Ferrari of Niek, who's trying to regain some places, run the outside using all the battery. Tesla overtakes Kirill ahead of this battle. The Aston Martin defense really aggressive. Oh, they make contact, Niek made contact with the rear part of that Aston Martin and made the Aston Martin span and lose everything. That probably is going to be reported to the stewards, and probably with a potential penalty for I think the Ferrari, because it was the main driver to cause the collision. Kirill gets another 3-second time penalty. Niek gets his first 3-second time penalty, and they're starting the drivers to fail to complete the race without any track limits. We have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers without track limit penalties, and probably they are with 1 or 2 warnings, so they are closing to that penalty range if they exceeded the track limits more. An easy race at the top for our now 8.5 seconds difference between him and the second, who is Far, who has opened a gap to Tesla and dropped him out of the overtake mode. So he will try to escape, open that 3-second gap if there is no virtual of safety car incident to keep that second place at the end of the race. There goes Jorge Alonso overtaking his teammate. Kirill does his first pit stop. The two Ferraris nearly making contact. There goes Paul making a little bit contact with the back of the Ferrari's car, but nothing happened there. Bosch gets his first 3-second time penalty, and it's another driver. We have only 6 drivers left without penalties. Make that 5. Make that 5, because now White Thunder gets 3-second time penalty. So only 5 now. Kirill is suffering. He's in the fight for a podium place. I think with that pit stop, it's going to be a 2 pit stop strategy for the Mercedes driver. Medium, hard now, and medium. And as Justa Magnetica gets another 3-second time penalty, it's 9 seconds already for the McLaren driver. And Kirill now needs to overtake this car really quick. There are 4 cars ahead of him, and they are fighting with everything. Justa, Boss, Monkey, Stenkel. Kirill's overtakes Stenkel, and down the inside of the Racing Bull. That is a super aggressive move. They make contact. Luckily for the Mercedes driver, the Racing Bull goes ghost mode just ahead of him, because that could have ended his race. Far made his pit stop, responding to the undercut of the Mercedes driver. He needs to overtake these guys now. He's using the battery to overtake. Better exit. There is a yellow flag. It's a spun by Monkey in the Wall of Champions chicane. And Far exits ahead with a nice gap. Kirill has lost a lot of time with these cars. Nearly now losing the control of the car. Exiting this corner now makes the overtakes done, but Far has pit and exit ahead of him. I think he was with a gap. Now just a Magnetica gains the position to Bosch, who is going really slow now. He was with a gap Far with Kirill, I think with 2 seconds, so Probably the difference stayed the same, but with one lap more and with a medium tire, so for sure far it's going to be to us to stop strategy in this race. Oh, the Audi driver ahead of him, Lenka, nearly going into the grass. He recovered the control of the car in the last second, as now Paul gets 3-second time penalty, and there his second 3-second time penalty, 6 seconds in total for him. Lenka gets 10 seconds. I was gonna say that. Watch out with the pit lane entry, because you entry really fast and you can get 10 seconds. And that's what happened to Lenka. You need to, for example, now can enter the pits with in 10, 20 kilometers slower than everyone, because he has a gap. The rest of the drivers probably need to risk the entry to gain 1-2 tenths. That can be crucial. For example, to be an overtaking detection or be ahead of a driver and keep the place. We will see if Arnaud goes to a one-stop strategy. I think he can do that. He has 10-second gap and not any worries about to pit. So why not? And I have seen another driver who was, I think it was Tesnal or something, who get 3-second time penalty, and we have only 3 drivers left. And we are not in the half of the race distance, and only 3 drivers are keeping without any track limit penalties. There goes Jorge Alonso making a move around the outside. Really close. He breaks super late. They really make contact with the Aston Martin. Super aggressive move, but without any consequences. So well done for him. He gained the place. And now we are seeing Tesnal, who has a spun. He was second, now losing all the places. The drivers making mistakes as well. Probably putting a little bit nervous, trying to get a good result, because we are finishing the championship. We are half through the championship. Now Far gets 3-second time penalty. I'm going to find, because I never say how the championship is. So I think it's going to be the first time I see. I never. I'm starting to block myself. I'm going to watch the standings, if I can find the standings. There we go. And now Kirill gets another 3-second time penalty. It's 9 already, same as Justa Magnetica, who gets 10 seconds because he enters the pit lane really, really fast. And that it's not possible, mate. This is the championship. And now it's leading the championship with 25 points, and it's looking to finish this race with another 25 points. Because look, 15 seconds difference between him and second. That's nearly a pit stop. If he pushes a little bit more, he can go to only one pit stop strategy, and he can exit ahead of everyone and go to the end with that. I continue. He's leading the championship, as well as Tiske, who is not racing today, with also 25 points. In third place is this man in the Aston Martin, Songo, with 22 points. He's looking to lose some points in the championship this race, unless he can get an amazing recovery. In fourth place, Bram de Whistle, who is also not racing. Songo, this man I said before, and Staines, who is in P5, they are reserved. Same with 6, who is Senopat. Gasahi is not racing today, it's 12 points. Niels, it's 8 with 12 as well. Dalton as well with 12 points. And Far, this man is racing today, yeah, it's 10 with 10 points. Now it's 4 with the pit stop done, so she's going to be second. So we can get 18 points and probably go up second in the championship standings. There are more drivers, but I can't say more. I need to focus on the race. But I will try to say the championship standings a little bit more often. So I'm saying one driver has exceeded the track limits because now we have only 2 drivers without any track limit violation. I will say better, any track limit penalty. They are the first who is leading the race without any pressure, so he doesn't need to push and getting out of the track to try to gain the time if there is necessary. And this man, Jorge Alonso, in the Ferrari, I will see how many track limits they have. They have 1 warning, only 1, and Jorge has a lot of warnings, but probably 2 or 3 are for making contact with a driver. So Jorge Alonso is on the limit and now has 1 more track limit safe before he gets another track limit and get up the penalty. So I think Arnau probably is going to be the only man without any penalty, any track limit penalty in this race. He's looking to be. Now he's making his pit stop nearly halfway through the race. We are lap 17 when he crosses the line. He's going to exit ahead of everyone with the pit stop done. And he's going to go to the end with the hard tire. With this strategy of only 1 pit stop. There it goes Tesnal. But the pit stop exit. There you go, the Red Bull. It's leading the race. Probably he's going to get a Grand Chelem because it's true he lost the position at the start, but he recovered before he crossed the finish line in the first lap, so it counts as he lead all the race. Oh, there goes Tesnal, the other racing bull, same as his teammate before, and same. I think it was him the last time as well. He spun again, this time with better result because he didn't lose many times, but he's suffering with the tires. Boros gets another 3-second time penalty. The drivers have a lot of penalties, and Nick is trying to gain the position to his teammate with less lap of tires, run the outside, and he makes the move down to the hairpin. Now I remember the words so randomly. I totally forgot before, and now I remember, I don't know why. So it's P6 for the Ferrari driver, but he will still be in P7 because his teammate doesn't have any penalty at the moment of track limits or any penalty of another type, for example speeding in the pit lane or something like that. And Tesnal is the only driver who still need to do his pit stop, but he needs to still push him because if he's going to put a medium at the end and going also for a one-stop strategy, he needs to get this hard tire, probably 2, 3, 4 laps more to have an explosive end, but preserving the tire life all the laps through the end without any drop of pace at the end because the tires are used with a lot of laps. And now it's going for the fastest lap. He's pushing the fastest lap. It's for Niek, I think. This is not what. Yeah, Niek with a 12.3, 16 milliseconds faster than our now lap. And far in the hash, they are the only ones in 12s with his fastest laps. Kirill is close, but it's not looking to improve that time unless he saves battery a lot, use the overtake in 1 lap and push. I don't know. Tesla probably at the end of the race. It's going to take the fastest lap unless Arnau does something at the end. We are Lap 19, we're going to stop lap 20 really soon in this Canadian Grand Prix in our Summer League. All the drivers with some difference. Jordi gets 3-second time penalty. Kirill is close to Tesnal, but he needs to make his pit stop, so it's not a real fight. And the other one is Songo and Bosch for 12th and 13th place at the back. So all the drivers with gap between one to each other. There goes the Racing Bull. Lap 20, he enters the pits. And he's going to put a medium and going to the end. We're going to see if these drivers who pitted, like Kirill for example, Far is going to make another pit stop for sure. Lenka gets 3-second time penalty. More. Kirill another 3 seconds. Is 12 already. No, 15 already. White Thunder 6 now. Another 3 seconds. And as I was saying, Far it's going to pit for sure, because that medium is not going to last until the end of the race. I'm curious about White Thunder. He started with hard, so he will have another medium at the end. Probably he will push now and later on with the other medium. And Nick is going to the end. I think that hard tire can last because it's only one lap less than are now. And the drivers that are more close to not make it possible are Kirill and Jorge and Stenkel. And there is a yellow flag. Is Tesnal again exiting that corner. That corner is his nightmare. And I think he's going to stop and retire for the race. There goes Far. He makes his second pit stop. Another hard tire. And now try to regain the second place he had before the first pit stop. He's going to exit P6. No, P7. Because Jorge Alonso will overtake him. Even with this shortcut of the pit lane, he's going to exit behind him. More close than without the shortcut, but 2 seconds behind. Tesnal is going to retire for the race. Really shame. Really bad luck, but probably three not consecutive, but 3 mistakes in this corner we are approaching now at the exit here. Ruin all his options to get a good result in the race. So yeah, there goes Paul. Really close to the Ferrari of Jorge Alonso, fighting for 5th place. They have Jorge Alonso without any penalty and Paul with 6 seconds. So if he wants to be P5, he needs to overtake him. Oh, he makes contact with the Ferrari. The Ferrari can save the car, thankfully for him. And he can keep the car on track and keep the position, because if he cannot control the car, that probably was going to be a penalty for Paul after the race. There goes Paul with a better exit of the corner. Down the inside, they're making contact with the Ferrari now. The two of them going nearly off the track. And Paul makes up into 5th place. As now Far is approaching this battle, he needs to be clever and overtake when he sees the gap. Not lose any time, because he needs to gain the 12 seconds difference he has with Kirill, who is now second. Probably trying to make it to the end, or probably with another strategy, another pit stop, but that will ruin his options for a podium. But he has 15-second penalty, so yeah. There goes Nick, attacking now the Cadillac of White Thunder, gaining the 3rd place. That medium tire is starting to drop off pace, but he needs to make probably 3 or 4 more laps to put the other medium and get a blasting last part of the race. Paul get 3 seconds, and Jorge Alonso, as we see in the Cadillac. The Cadillac saving the car. He was going to lose the car. He saves the car, and luckily for him, he saves his option in the race, because if he spun round, he would have lost any chance of getting a good result. We are coming to the end of the race. We are lap 23 now. A mistake, it's really costly. It's really costly. As I was saying, Jorge Alonso gets his 3 seconds. He was on the limit. He exceeded that limit. And now we have only one driver without any track limit violation penalty. And he's the first, and he's the man who's leading the race, who started first. Lose the position at the start, but regain at the end of the first lap. And we're going to see if he exceeded the track limit, and it's on the limit. He had that warning, and another warning. Oh. We need to watch, because probably we're going to see all the drivers with track limit penalties. The Haas driver gains the position too far, not too far now, because he can gain the position to himself. He gains the position to the Aston Martin of Paul. He's up into 5th, and now trying to gain the time to White Thunder. I'm looking more probably to Niek. Probably he's going to be his fight, because it's 3 seconds. He has 6 seconds. So he needs to overtake him and open the 3-second gap. He's now 8.5 seconds behind. So he needs to gain 11.5 seconds in an 11.5 laps. So 1 second per lap. But in the process, he needs to overtake the Ferrari man. And the Ferrari is going to make sure he stays behind him as much as he can. And lose as much time as he can to try to save that podium place. Now he's trying to get the place to Kirill, who is 40 lap hard tires off, and it's starting to suffer. And now with 20-second gap already, with one pit stop only, same as Niek and same as Paul and Jorge Alonso and other drivers, but other drivers with 2-second time penalty. Nia gets 3-second time penalty. So now it's 6. They have the same track limit penalties, the same 6 seconds penalty. So now it's a real fight. Now it's not 11.5 seconds. It's only 8 seconds, and probably less now. No, he's still 8 seconds. Two Racing Bulls fighting there for 13 and 14. I think Monkey has a lot of penalties. 19 to 10 are for speeding in the pit lane. Jordi now entering into the pits, exiting just behind these 2 mans, but he's looking with good options to get a point, because these mans, these 2 mans have overtaken Jordi. Or I will say he have exit ahead of Jordi of his pit stop, so no, it's not going to be points for Jordi, because he has 11 lap all mediums. White Thunder makes his second pit stop. He's going to put the other medium. There you go. No box. Oh, so you are going to stay to the end. That's interesting. There is a yellow flag. It's a McLaren. It's not just a Magnetica, so it's a Stenkel into the wall of champion, but without any contact into the wall. So the race continues without any virtual or safety car. But I'm seeing some drivers are looking to brought out that safety car. Jordi has made a mistake, lost place in the hairpin. And Kirill has been overtaken by the Ferrari driver. And Niek is up into second place and trying to push to not get caught by this man with 5 laps less of hard tires. That it's a battle for the podium, for the second place of the podium. Kirill, another 3-second penalty. That's 18-second penalty. That's a lot of penalties. We will need to see at the end of the race in which position he finished. Paul and Jorge Alonso, no, they were not fighting. Jorge Alonso enters the pits, another driver to do a stop strategy, and the Racing Bull had made a mistake there. I think it was Monkey. Now Tesla again in that corner. Oh my lord. That corner is his nightmare. Really huge nightmare. Oh my god. And Jorge Alonso exits the pit lane in 7th place. Stenkel puts a soft tire. It's not a bad option. There are 8 laps to finish the race. Probably he's going to suffer the laps, 1-2 laps, but I think it's enough. Jordi gets 3-second time penalty. McLaren is going to exit ahead of this group. Ahead. Oh, just behind the Audi on the limit. The Audi has done an undercut, and the Red Bull here is lapping the car because it's Arnaud. He's lapping the 9th place now. I think he will have more difficult to overtake the 8th. I think he can make it, but no more than that. The rest are more close to him than the rest of the grid, down to 9 to 15 places. I want to have races like you, mate. Really good pace. No any attack, and your rivals get out of any possible attack. So probably you want to fight 1 or 2 laps, but you want sometimes you want races like this when you can show your real performance as a driver, as in the track you are racing. So yeah, all the drivers with huge gaps, the only drivers that are close are Stenko. Lenka is keeping ahead of Arnaud because he has 3 lap mediums. Arnaud has 12 laps of hard, so it's going to be difficult to overtake him. He's giving, I think, Arnaud an overtake point. Yeah, he has gained the position now, but look at the traction difference. We have seen a yellow flag before, but it's nothing to worry about. Lap 29 of 35, we are coming to the end of this race 3, entire 3 of the ERS Summer League. We are halfway through the championship, and this man is going to be topping that championship with 50 points, probably with the double points, with double points more to the second in the standings. So he will have the championship in his hands if he does another race like this. I'm going to look which is going to be the next races to just be prepared, as now the race is a little bit stabilized, a little bit calm. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Okay, I have checked now that. It's a yellow flag, it's far. No, tell me it was far. It was far. A mistake for the Haas driver who was chasing for the podium places for the Ferrari man of Niek, because with the penalties he was ahead of Kirill. And a costly mistake for him is going to ruin all his options to get a podium. Unless he can, he's on the podium by 110 now. But probably with that tires overheat. But he still have a great tire advantage, so I think he will keep the podium, but just only because the track limit penalties are now still keeping without getting that 3-second time penalty. Please, man, try to come to the finish line without any penalty. You are doing an amazing race. Jordi now overtaking Monkey. He's up into 14th place. He has speed with to put a new soft tire, and has now the 2 racing. Oh, what is Monkey doing, mate? What is Monkey doing there? If you are going to enter the pit, you need to enter a little bit more cautious. More if you have a car ahead of you. Luckily for Jordi, no span, not a really time lost, so he can keep the position. Luckily for him. There goes the McLaren attacking the Audi down the wall of champions. The Audi giving the the minimum, absolutely minimum space and keeping the place. They're fighting with really similar tires, 6 laps of mediums, 4 laps of hard tires. And this is the only fight we have now, the closest cars. Probably looking to see if Far can make to the Aston Martin of Paul. Okay, Alonso gets another 3-second time penalty. The driver that resists more are now without any track limits. He gets 3-second time penalty before now gets another 3 seconds. There's no now overtaking his teammates, a battle between the two racing bulls. We are going to enter lap 33 of the race as now the McLaren overtakes Lenka without any possibility for the Audi driver to defend the position. Now he will have a chance if he can stay close using that overtake mode, but he needs to recharge the battery a little bit. There goes the Haas driver, 0.9, now 1 second again. Between him and Paul, he has the position because he has 6 seconds. Paul has 9 seconds only of track limit, but if the Haas driver gets another penalty, they are racing for real and they are racing for a podium. So the Haas driver needs to watch out if he wants to make the overtake done. If he really wants to make the overtake. Monkey gets another 3-second penalty. The Haas driver with overtake mode available for this lap. We will see if he can make the move done. Now respecting a lot of the curves, the white lines, trying to avoid another penalty, so that means probably he has 2 warnings and it's close to have the 3rd one. Because if you have 1 more, you push a little bit more, even you know that decision can be risky. You decide to push, but look, he's respecting the track limits massive. So probably it's on the limit. The mans that are not on the limit at the racing bulls, they are getting a lot of track limit penalties. And we are lap 34. We are looking the mans who gain more positions. It's Paul, 9 places to starting 13, and it's now 4 as Kirill gets another 3-second time penalty. 3 seconds for the McLaren. 3 seconds, no, please no. 3 positions gained to the McLaren and another 3 to the other McLaren are the mans who gain more positions. There are only 2 more that are Kirill with 2 and Jordi with 1. And Jordi has a span round, so like please push because you are going to lose that position if you don't push. And I know that's a lap car, so no problem. He rejoined safely. That's positive to show to the driver that you need to rejoin safely if there are cars approaching. So really good demonstration there, Jordi. And we are in the final lap of the race, yeah? We are on the final lap of the race. This man has started the final lap of the race as Lenka regains the position to the McLaren. They're fighting for the last 2 points, 9 and 10 place. As Boss is coming, they need to watch out. But we are going with this man. An amazing race, not an option for any driver to fight with him. The only driver who could have fight is this man, but with the mistake, a double, I think, no, not double pistol, but with that mistake and all the time lost. He lost his only option, but are now looked really, really fast. He opened a gap before that mistake, so yeah, and as now Boss has made a mistake and lose 1 place. 1 Red Bull is good, the other is not looking good to finish the race. And Paul and Farah White Thunder are really close between the 3 of them. There goes our now last chicane. He finished the race without any track penalties, so he's the only man in the grid to do that. He celebrates. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix in Tier 3 on the ERS Summer League. Really well done, man. It's going to be 9th place for Lenka, 10 for the McLaren, 11 for the Red Bull of Boss. Just on the limit to get a point, but not points for him. 14 and 15 Monkey and Tesla, so 13 is going to be Jordi. And we're going to see how the podium places finishes. There goes Niek in the Ferrari, close into the wall, celebrating that P2, that it's good. Probably the best position he could get. Kirill celebrating third, but it's not going to be third because of track limits. It's going to be a podium for White Thunder. Yeah, White Thunder ahead of Far, so it's not second, it's third place for White Thunder in the Cadillac at the end, because he overtook on track the Haas driver, who is going to finish 4, Paul is going to finish 5, Jorge Alonso 6, Kirill is going to finish 7 by only 8 tenths on the last lap, 8 tenths more, and he will have finished P6. P6. In that P6. 84% of tire use on the limit. The chicane on the last sector is really tricky. You get a lot of time penalties, track violations there, because you need to do really fast, but the white lines are like 1 centimeter long. The Red Bull driver here celebrate, the Cadillac driver also happy. It's not second, it's third. It's victory for this man, fastest lap for them as well. When he get that fastest lap. Driver of the day for Paul. With the Red Bull driver with Arnaud, it was it's true, it's driver of the day. Top stream, mate. Thank you very much, Niek. Good P2 despite that span, but really well recovered. Most overtakes by your teammate Jorge Alonso, and cleanest driver. Yeah, it's going first without any driver for you. It's the cleanest driver for sure. It's for Arnaud. 11.6 when he has done that fastest lap. Oh. Okay, 11.6. He probably saved battery to do that lap. I don't see the graphic of fastest lap, but okay. And these are the results. It's top. It's 8th place for Songo. 9th place is going to be Lenka, and 10 Stenko that stays the same. It's Niek who left the lobby soon. It's P2, so